You share the same faith in God. A believer should not be in a relationship with an unbeliever. God has set a boundary on your relationship with an unbeliever. No amount of rationalization can change that rule. Anyone that you must date should be with someone with whom you share the same faith and belief in God. Especially in this day and time, anyone can claim to be a Christian even when they do not act like one. They may attend your fellowship but not express the fruit of the Spirit. The Bible tells us that by their fruits you shall know them. You cannot start dating a person the moment you meet them because they say they are believers. You must have known them to a certain extent, observed their way of life in general. If it conforms to the principles of God, then you have his go-ahead to date that person. Sharing the same faith is very crucial, although many fail to see the importance until they find themselves in trouble. When a person is a believer, it becomes easy to cut off their excesses and bring them to order when they're going out of line. A believer will love you the way you deserve to be loved. They will be committed and faithful to you, no matter what happens on the long run. They would respect you, treat you right, and cherish you not only because of their love for you, but also because they have the fear of God in them. Being in a relationship with a believer is following God's will. Even when things go south, you can call each other to order based on the Word of God, as that would serve as your reference point. That is the reason God wants you to date someone who is also a believer. Be sure to look out for the fruits of the Spirit in anyone you intend to go in a relationship with. If they are true believers, practicing the Word of God, and you find yourself drawn to them, it is a sign God wants you to be together. Love. When you start dating a person, love is one of the things you should look out for. Do you love them enough to be in a relationship? Love is the foundation on which other things are built. If there is no love, then the relationship is pointless. God does not want that for you. If God wants you to start dating a person, He will stir up love and desire in the both of you, such that the feeling is mutual and one party is not forcing the other. Remember, God is the author of love. If there is anyone that understands the intricacies of what love entails, it would be God. You should also know that love goes beyond the chemistry you feel in the presence of that person. You will find that full definition of love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Love is patient and kind. It is long-suffering and bears up under any condition. Love makes sacrifices and hopes for the best without holding grudges or keeping record of past mistakes. When you find someone who does not find it difficult to do all of these for you and vice versa, it means you have found the right one, and you can be sure that God wants that for you. Love makes sacrifices easy. It allows one to go the extra mile without considering the pain or inconveniences. It is what would keep the relationship when other forces arise and tries to tear it apart. Love wins at all times. If you do not feel love for a person, then it is possible that God does not want you to be together. Relationships should not be forced no matter what. The feeling must be mutual. If God is directing you in a particular direction, He would create the desire in the heart of that person you want to be in a relationship with, so that you will not find it difficult winning the person over. As much as commitment and being dutiful in a relationship is very important, you cannot rule out love from the equation. It is the oil that keeps the whole process running smoothly. It makes it much easier to do certain things when you are in love with your partner. When you discover that you are in love with a person, that is a sign God wants you to start dating. No doubt you already wish to be in a relationship with this person, so what are you waiting for? You have God's approval. Acceptance. A lot of people find it difficult to become accepted for whom they truly are. and so they try to be like someone else or act like something they are not. When you are in a relationship with someone, you should be comfortable being yourself around them and them around you. Yes, people try to portray the best part of them when they meet with someone who they will likely go into a relationship with, but this should not deter you from being your true self. There should be room for you to be yourself, the freedom to let down your guard and make mistakes like the human you are without the fear of being judged. A sign that someone loves you is that they accept you just as you are, along with the good, bad, and ugly sides of you. You should only think of being in a relationship with someone you are familiar with, someone you can call a friend. This is someone who knows your weaknesses and faults and loves you anyway. That is the exact kind of person God wants you to be in a relationship with. He does not want you dating someone who is always complaining about one thing or the other, or trying to change you to something or someone that you are not. You should take your cue or bearings directly from God. God loves you despite your faults and imperfections. He loves you even after all that we have done despite Him. He accepts you just the way you are. We are humans and are in no way perfect. While we are encouraged to work on ourselves and get better, there should be a level of acceptance that you experience with your partner. If you find yourself judging a person or constantly trying to change things about them or their lives, maybe they are not the one for you. You should accept them for who they are as well. God makes your faults and imperfections of no relevance to that person, and so it becomes easy for you to flow and be your best self without pretension. Attraction. In the name of putting first things first and trying to get the best out of a relationship, we sometimes tend to trivialize the importance of attraction in a true relationship. The truth is that attraction is very important because, before every other thing, you are first attracted to a person before indicating interest. What is love without the chemistry and attraction that draws you together? What is a relationship without the chemistry that keeps the interest? As much as this should not be the focus of any relationship, it should not be ignored as well. Attraction is important. It is what draws you to a person before you start considering other qualities. Even the Bible is not oblivious of this fact, and that Paul advises that if a man desires a woman, it is better for them to marry rather than burn with lust and passion for one another, one that cannot be gratified outside marriage. If you are attracted to someone and they are attracted to you as well, that is a sign that you should date. In dating, you discover other things about that person that now forms your decision to either spend the rest of your life with them or not. However, you must keep your attraction within limits. You cannot afford to be attracted to someone that is not a believer. God would never approve of such relationship. So, if you feel any desire for an unbeliever, you should recognize that it is your flesh at work and not God leading you. Put out that desire immediately and move on. However, if it is with a fellow believer, you can follow up on such desire or attraction. Nevertheless, be sure to keep the relationship pure no matter the attraction or chemistry. Similar interests. Apart from all the signs listed, having similar interests, vision, or goals is another sign God wants you to date that person. It means you can work together towards achieving your assignment and easily fulfill God's purpose for your life. For instance, if he loves children and you love children also, it becomes easier for you to pursue your passion in a relationship.